live. They're chasing Manchester United for 6th place and Europa League qualification. They'll be desperate to give Mark Noble a perfect send-off as well. Graham Lasso is alongside me. Graham, they've got 1 or 2 injury problems, Manchester City. They'll be relieved to have Laporte and Fernandinho at the back. But are they potentially vulnerable?
Well, in theory, and for most teams, you'd say yes, but the amount of possession that Manchester City have, the experience, obviously, of Laporte and Fernandinho's played plenty of occasions at centre-back. But if they're going to dominate possession 60-65%, then any vulnerability is limited, given how much possession and threat the opposition are going to carry. But look, West Ham are a team that I think are well set up to play a counter-attacking game. Antonio up front, he's such a live wire, unpredictable player. They've got to be clinical, West Ham, when they get a chance, take it. But City, as we already see, are totally dominating possession.
Bernardo Silva into the penalty area. Zinchenko was on the end of it. Fabianski has just kept it in play. Came off the shoulder of Zinchenko. He's having a decent run in the side.
Yeah, again, good work down the left-hand side, as we've got used to seeing all season. Zinchenko, I think, who has improved dramatically in recent weeks and months. I think he's really looking confident, comfortable in that position.
Jarrod Bowen for West Ham United, who's on the shortlist for the Premier League Player of the Year. The cross is deep and Ederson has to claw it away. Antonio is at the back post and the West Ham fans give their first roar of the afternoon.
Well, there's the threat. Bowen, as you said, in excellent form. 10 goals and 10 assists in the Premier League. And he's got great delivery, cutting in on that left foot, opening a bit of space up. Delightful delivery, inviting, and good positioning by Antonio at the far post.
Well, whipped in. This is an area of strength for West Ham, but defending them usually pretty good for Manchester City. But no Ruben Diaz, he's out for the season. So too John Stones and Kyle Walker. Another deep service into the penalty area. The header goes over the crossbar, and you would expect better from Craig Dawson, a prolific goal scorer for a centre-back.
Yeah, again, another delightful ball in, this time from the left-hand side. Fornals cutting in on his right foot. Again, plenty of time to pick his target out, and Dawson having a really good run on Zinchenko. I think Zinchenko's thinking and hoping that Laporte's going to attack that. He doesn't, and that just allows Dawson to sneak in between the two of them.
Well, Mark Noble joked during the week that he's been chatting to Craig Dawson at training and says, I'll be on a beach when you play Manchester City next season and you can mark Erling Haaland. That was a real opportunity, and aerially, with the set pieces and crosses from the flanks, West Ham United do provide a threat. Laporte, who went off with what looked like a serious knee injury at Wolves during the week, but has recovered sufficiently to play. Didn't train for a couple of days, nor did Fernandinho with a hamstring problem. Anthony Taylor's our referee today, awards City a free kick, the foul on Jesus. He's in great form, Gabriel Jesus, 6 goals in his last 5 appearances. Pep Guardiola looking for his 4th Premier League title in 5 years, his 10th league title of a glittering career. West Ham defending a yard or two outside the penalty area. Kevin De Bruyne with a virtuoso display at Molineux during the week, 4 goals. Took the game by the scruff of the neck. He leaves this one for Mahrez to float in. Zinchenko. Salo over on that right-hand side. Also on that Premier League Player of the Year shortlist with fellow right-back Trent Alexander-Arnold. Bernardo. Towards the back post. Zuma with the header clear. Here's De Bruyne. Hat-trick in the first half. He's at the first 23 minutes, all with his left foot. Added a 4th for good measure in the second half. Here's Bernardo. Grealish. De Bruyne with his right foot this time, and the header from close on in flashes wide. Laporte had got forward in to join the attack.
Souček does really well here from West Ham. From their perspective, to put a block in on that strike by De Bruyne, it was an excellent bit of play down the left-hand side. Bernardo sort of taking up some of that space of Grealish, by running in behind, but that took players away and allowed De Bruyne a little bit of space to get a side of goal.
The hat-trick came in the opening 24 minutes at Molineux, the third fastest from the start of a game in Premier League history, and his first Premier League hat-trick. Jesus. Now forces him back. Here's Laporte. It's a slightly murky but humid afternoon here in the east of London. Fernandinho. Rodri finds Zinchenko. Now Bernardo. Grealish wants the ball on the touchline and gets it. Rodri.
Good discipline by West Ham. If you look at their back four, they're not stepping in when a Man City player goes short. They're just keeping their line.
Grealish. Carl committed himself, but then Grealish runs out of room. Sorry, Graham, he got an assist for Raheem Sterling, didn't he, against Newcastle. It ended a run of 10 appearances without a goal involvement, so he'll be feeling much better about things.
Absolutely, and it's going to be difficult for Manchester City if West Ham keep that discipline. But as a player, you get attracted to the ball at certain stages of the game, particularly as you get more mentally tired. And that's what they're looking for, City, for one of those defenders to step out and then somebody to run, fill that space. And speed of pass and thought by City, they're so connected, aren't they? The understanding between them all.
Noticeable that Antonio is positioning himself on Fernandinho.
Foot race. He wants one chance, doesn't he, to get a ball played in behind, and he'll win that race every day.
Laporte. Lure in the claret and blue midfielders and ping it out to Zinchenko. Now it's Rodri. Rodri with the diagonal ball, just too strong for Riyad Mahrez.
Again, that West Ham defence is quite deep and very solid. It's going to take an exceptional ball to play Mahrez in from that sort of space. There's not a lot of room behind him.
David Moyes said it would be terrific for us to play European football again next season. He says the Europa League would be great, but I'll take any of the European competitions. 5th and 6th will qualify for the Europa League. 7th will be the Conference League, which will be in its 2nd season next season. Manchester United currently occupy 6th, but West Ham are 3 points behind them with a game in hand. And a superior goal difference as well. And it looks like the assistant on the near side, he wasn't struck with anything there, was he, Graham? But the play was very close to him, or was he pulled a muscle? Let's have a look. Taking a whack of some kind.
Twisted his ankle, I think. I think he might. I'm speculating, but the way he went down, I don't think there's anyone around him. The nearest person, I think, was David Moyes. Now, don't want to suggest that he's involved.
You can see the funny side. There was a handshake between the assistant and Aymeric Laporte, so let's take a look. It's got to be a yellow.
Definitely. David Moyes accusing the assistant referee of diving.
Harry Bezic down there. Moving okay now. Here's Jesus, he's got some space here. Steps around, Dawson tries to place it, can't get it around the broad figure of Kurt Zouma.
It's not often we've got to keep an eye on the assistant to see if he can continue, is fit enough to continue or not. Fourth official just checking with him that he's okay.
It's Graham Scott, because he'd be called into action, wouldn't he? Foul. The centre circle, the header was won by Mahrez.
Just watching Souček and Declan Rice, the two midfielders for West Ham, they've got a huge amount of work to get through today because, as I said, the back four dropping off, and they've got a large amount of space both behind them and in front of them that they've got to try and protect, and that's where City like to get an extra man.
Nice footwork by Grealish. Here's Bernardo. It's a confident start by Manchester City in possession. I'm sure West Ham fans and David Moyes and the players will take a wistful look at the Europa League final on Wednesday and wonder what might have been. They were beaten over 2 legs by Eintracht Frankfurt in the semi-final, and Frankfurt will play Rangers, Glasgow Rangers, in Seville. Bernardo. Grealish. Fernandinho to the edge of the penalty area. Cancelo is there, and it's cleared in the end by Zuma. It was a good challenge by Declan Rice, who now charges forward, but he's ahead of the ball as the move breaks down. And here's Cancelo. Challenged by Fornals. Antonio up against Fernandinho. Fernandinho sticks to his task and wins the ball back for City. 37 years young. Wild challenge in the midfield. Taylor waves play on. Laporte. Here's Grealish. Zinchenko. Cancelo. Mahrez. Ball to the edge of the penalty area. Declan Rice stuck out a boot.
All in front of them at the moment, isn't it? West Ham. City have to try and find this width out here and then get in behind the defence. Maybe a 2v1 with Grealish, Bernardo and Zinchenko all operating on this left-hand side.
Fernandinho wide to Cancelo, the volleyed ball into the penalty area. Antonio picks up the loose ball. City have had 78% of the possession in the opening 14 minutes. If City win today, they could seal the title in their absence. Liverpool go to Southampton. If they draw or lose there, it's over. If City lose today, it will go down to the final day regardless.
Some frustration there from the West Ham supporters. Looked like Fernandinho had a large piece of Antonio. Referee saying that Antonio backed into him, didn't give the foul.
Grealish. Space on the right-hand side. Cresswell is across. Throws down Cancelo. Here's Riyad Mahrez. Thought about the shot, then dinked it into the back post. There's a chance here for Jesus in front of goal. He couldn't quite turn towards goal and take the chance. He's still down in the 6-yard box. He was waving for treatment a few seconds ago. He's now back on his feet and limping out of the penalty area.
Looked to me like he was hoping for a foul. The ball wouldn't come out the sky quickly enough, would it? It gave Zuma a chance to step in. We'll obviously see the replay, but didn't look a lot in that to me.
There's Cancelo. Zinchenko making a run into the penalty area. That draws a couple of defenders. Bit of space for Grealish. Zinchenko. Grealish again. Ronaldo turns back. This approach takes the crowd completely out of the game, Graham, doesn't it?
Certainly does.
De Bruyne, Fabianski spills it and then gathers, no he doesn't. And he's fouled by Grealish. Maybe a tad fortunate there, Lucas Fabianski.
Very fortunate. He's lost his concentration. It was very easy collect for him, wasn't it? Took his eye off it. I think he was already getting ready to throw it before he'd actually caught the ball. This is the Jesus opportunity. A little bit of contact there by Zuma, but certainly not enough to warrant a penalty.
16th minute, or after 16 minutes, an ovation for number 16, Mark Noble. 550 appearances in an 18-year career. Mr. West Ham, they call him. Says he doesn't want a sentimental send-off. He'd rather get the 3 points and qualify for the Europa League. But just listen to the applause that's still ringing around the London Stadium. Jesus. There could be a chance here for Antonio on the counter-attack. Backtracking is Laporte. Having a nibble at his ankles is Rodri. And still going here, Antonio. Sliding challenge by Fernandinho is a good one. Antonio wins the ball back. And does he commit the foul? Yes, says Anthony Taylor. Don't think Antonio agrees.
He did well because he sprinted towards the referee and then vented whilst running away from the referee so as not to get booked. It can be so frustrating. He feels hard done by, I think, from the previous foul that he didn't get. Cancelo looks like he actually catches it with his hands. There's the little kick there on the back of Jesus. You see it in slow motion. It looks like there's more to it. As he comes in there, he catches him on the back of the leg. Does that cause him to stumble or not? Anthony Taylor doesn't think there's enough in that to warrant the penalty.
What do you think?
I agree. I think when you slow it down and look at it from 8 different angles, you can start to see anything, can't you, at that point?
It's Rodri. They've won 5 Premier League games in a row and they've outscored their opponents 22-2 in the process. They've got a 3-point lead and a 7-goal advantage on goal difference over Liverpool. I must say, Graham, you looked a tad exhausted earlier on today, and you were only at Wembley watching the FA Cup final, not playing in it.
Absolutely, it was a long day, but as you rightly say, nothing compared to what the players have been through, the emotion for them all. It just shows how in the zone teams are at this stage of the season where they're competing on at this sort of level for the rewards.
De Bruyne, danger here for West Ham United. Leonardo, Mahrez, the cross, it's just over the head of Jack Grealish. I think it may have skimmed his forehead.
Just starting to find a little bit of space, aren't they? They've worked out, West Ham, a little bit. That extra pass. Mahrez, good discipline, keeping his width, timing his run to cut inside. If he'd taken it down the right, he might have got in behind West Ham's defence. That's an easier ball to defend, but look at the numbers West Ham have in across that 6-yard line.
Are you surprised that West Ham are not engaging a little bit more, or is this just what they have to do, soak it up against Manchester City and use the counter-attack?
Absolutely right. Soak it up, play the counter-attack. Antonio, we've seen a couple of times.
Grealish down the middle, Fabianski off his line. Nice half volley into the City half.
Yeah, we've seen Antonio a couple of times play off the shoulder, and that's absolutely their tactic. And 2 decent crosses from West Ham. They can remain effective with such little possession. Give themselves a chance.
Zinchenko. And again. Yeah, plenty of room for the initial cross. Elected to recircle it. Fernandinho. Zinchenko making the run down the left-hand side towards the penalty area. Ignored by Mahrez. Laporte. Rodri. Nothing if not patient, Graham. Will not be forced into a pass that they don't believe is on. Cancelo will be pace, and the low cross is just repelled with the left foot of Aaron Cresswell. City win it back right on the edge of the penalty area. Chance for Rodri, takes a deflection of Dawson and goes over the crossbar.
Well, that could have gone absolutely anywhere, that deflection. And it's Cancelo working down that right-hand side. First time they've got him behind them. And then as Fornals tries to come out with the ball to give his team a bit of possession, this is what City do so well. Sorry, it's Lanzini who gets caught in possession. That's a brilliant block by Dawson. But how quickly Manchester City swarm the ball, win it back, and that's when West Ham were a little bit more open.
He scored in 3 games in a row, didn't he, Rodri, before the trip to Molineux against Leeds, Watford and Newcastle. In fact, the Newcastle goal was from a corner from the City left, and he ran across the near post. Taken short. Here's Bernardo. De Bruyne. Again, first time cross. It was a little flat, but Bernardo on his left foot. Fernandinho takes a strike, and he wasn't far away. No touch from Fabianski.
That's a lovely effort. The way Fernandinho adjusted his body to strike across the ball there was exceptional. Bernardo gets blocked first, look, cuts across it, can't quite keep it below the crossbar, but lovely technique.
Craig Dawson. Jesus chasing down Fabianski. He's looking for Antonio. It's a good leap by Fernandinho, and the ball over the top is a very good one, and Bowen could be in here for West Ham United. He's around Ederson. Can he find the back of the net? He does! An incredible finish by Jarrod Bowen, one of the players of the season in the Premier League, and that might be a big moment in the Premier League title race out of absolutely nothing. His 11th of the season. The angle was narrowed, but he finished with aplomb.
Yeah, they're checking to see if he's offside. Bottom of the screen. It's a long ball. He's definitely onside. Laporte, you can see by the cut of the grass, Laporte's playing him on, steps up a little bit too late, and it's that counter-attack off the shoulder, and what a finish that is, because Ederson does pretty well to shepherd him out wide. The angle's tight. Great first touch, so composed, he looks really confident, and he has to put on some speed to catch up with the ball after this touch. It's a big touch away from the goalkeeper. Doesn't even look where the goal is. He's got his sights from that first touch. Beautiful finish.
Celebrated in East London, and I'm sure in vast swathes of Merseyside as well. What a season he's having. Double figures for goals and assists for West Ham United. Finished with such composure and confidence. City need to respond. De Bruyne into the penalty area. Scorpion flick by Zuma. Claims of handball against a City attacker. And is that a foul by Fernandinho on Antonio? No, and no complaints from the West Ham striker either. What do we say about soaking it up and hitting on the counter-attack? Fornals played the ball through, didn't he? A terrific pass. Here's Antonio. Here they come again. Fornals again. Bowen is screaming for the ball on the right-hand side. And he had a good 10 yards on Zinchenko. Bowen away again. Ederson backtracks. Laporte recovers beautifully. There's an edginess to Manchester City when West Ham do counter-attack with pace.
Yeah, both fullbacks for City push on, obviously, and Bowen's doing brilliantly in terms of his positional sense. He's really protecting Soufal when City have the ball, but then he's got the energy and the physicality to get ahead of Zinchenko. and exploit the space.
Fantastic noise at the London Stadium. Here's Zinchenko for Manchester City. Dawson thumps it clear. This is dreamland for West Ham fans. European semi-finals. It could be will be a consecutive top 7 finish for the first time in their top flight history.
Creswell, after that clearance, grabbed the back of his right leg. To keep an eye on him.
Been in quite punchy form, hasn't he, in his press conferences, Pep Guardiola, since the defeat at Real Madrid. Souček into the feet of Antonio, who plays it away to Lanzini. 2 fouls up on the right-hand side. Here he is. Tries to return the favour to his Czech teammate. Now they've got men ahead of the ball here, West Ham, but Dawson does excellently against Kevin De Bruyne.
Brilliant use of his body, great anticipation by Dawson. Couldn't allow De Bruyne to get past.
Declan Rice running against Cancelo. Queuing up at the back post, Bowen is there. His leap to foul wide on this right-hand side. Gets to the byline, wins his side a corner. Really good response by West Ham United after not seeing a great deal of the ball in the opening 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, they were really disciplined, weren't they, in terms of their remit defensively, playing that counter-attack, as we said. Now they've got a bit more confidence, but they've got to be careful. You know, keep attacking, be more positive, but don't give up space. Game plan's working brilliantly.
By Bowen to the back post. It was another good header by Dawson, but he may have to sprint back and defend. Here's De Bruyne. They're working tigerishly to try and win the ball back here, West Ham United, and to prevent the counter-attack, and they have slowed City down. But Cancelo has space. Bernardo's waving for it on the left-hand side. Loose pass. Lanzini collects the ball. Anthony Taylor says no foul. There might not have been any contact. It's a long-range effort, and it's a goal kick. Well, it's all happening. Laporte swung a left boot at that, but you go back to that previous incident, and Lanzini had to evade the challenge, didn't he?
Yeah, it looked like this is a foul here to me. He goes to ground 2 steps after the challenge, so that's what Anthony Taylor's seen. Don't think there's a touch there, but Laporte remonstrating with Anthony Taylor. Let's have a look at the replay. The slightest, I think, of touches. He's going to have some pair of eyes, Anthony Taylor, to spot that one, though.
Well, I'm impressed that Laporte saw it. Important moments in the title race. Just when you wonder if this epic season could offer any more twists and turns, Jarrod Bowen puts West Ham United ahead against Manchester City. Here's Fernandinho. Grealish. Bernardo. Is Zinchenko. Floated ball into the penalty area. Lanzini's got to get rid of it quickly. City swarm around and win the ball back. Here's Bernardo. Zinchenko. Stands it up to the back post this time. Fabianski's come for it, shouted for it, and he
all of you. Go to
in defence. Laporte. Long way to go, Graham, but if the scoreline does stay the same until the closing stages, we may see a cameo from Mark Noble at the end of the game to help close out a possible victory. That's a long way away, though. Bowen. Miles continued his run. Here he is. Jack Grealish with the challenge. Here's Bernardo. To West Ham United, he's done it! What a story we have developing here! Jarrod Bowen is turning the title race on its head, single-handedly. Pep Guardiola can't believe what he's seeing. Short of their first choice defenders, and it shows. West Ham 2, Manchester City 0.
It's not difficult. You follow your runners. If you're not sure, you've got to follow your runners. Positioning there by Zinchenko's poor. Laporte steps up. Nobody takes responsibility to follow the run. And he's taken a chance, Bowen, again for the second time. And he's got a massive reward. Settles himself, gets a little bit fortunate with a shot through the legs of Fernandinho, but he's earned that goal. He really has. Strikes it cleanly, gives Ederson no chance when he finds that corner.
Well, Pep Guardiola may well stroke his chin, because Manchester City have got to do something extraordinary in the second half to come away with 3 points here. It's almost a perfect game plan and perfect execution so far from David Moyes and his West Ham side. We're into the Lexus stoppage time. Jarrod Bowen with 2 wonderful finishes. Here's Grealish. Can they get one back before the break here? Excellent sliding challenge by Rice on Rodri. Zinchenko. Mahrez. Cross towards the back post, looks really good, and Souček was back there defending. Almost a chance of another counter-attack, but it's Manchester City who have it, and it's just over the crossbar by Kevin De Bruyne.
Well, suddenly they've raised the tempo, Manchester City. That's another complaint, I'm sure, from Pep Guardiola for that first half performance.
What a story we have developing here. West Ham United lead Manchester City 2-0. Both goals for Jarrod Bowen. Rebecca Lowe, Robbie Earle and Tim Howard have plenty to talk about on the AT&T 5G halftime show. It's 2-0.
I've travelled all over the country talking about saving with Geico. But that's the important bit, isn't it? Showing up, saying, hello, fancy a nice chat. And then we talk like 2 old friends about sticky buns and all the savings you could get by bundling your home and car insurance. But here's the real secret. Eye contact. Do you feel that? We just had a moment.
In the London Stadium go crazy. Pep Guardiola has some serious work to do in that dressing room.
So the top half of the table, live table as things stand. If it finishes that way and City lose, the gap remains at 3 points, but Liverpool can close it on Tuesday away at Southampton. Goal difference is an issue, but if Liverpool can get some more goals against Southampton and City do lose, then it will become even tighter going into Championship Sunday. How is this happening, Tim?
Well, West Ham have been really up for the fight. I think it's every team against City has to defend. They have to defend deep. They have to defend well. Antonio and Bowen are two players who can take on four. They've shown that Antonio can draw players in. He likes to battle with Fernandinho there. He's drawn a few fouls. They've been up for it, but defensively they've been rock solid.
I'm not sure many people saw that coming.
I think I said last week, Rebecca, there's something called the spirit of the Premier League, and the spirit of the Premier League tells you there'll be a twist. I think Robbie Muster and I were sitting on the podcast and saying, there's one more twist in this title race. Now, Manchester City have got 45 minutes to at least get themselves a point, if not three. And we know City, when their football's brilliant, they can score goals in quick bursts. But they have got it on at the London Stadium that's rocking with a West Ham team that's brilliantly set up by David Moyes. This is a title right here and now.
And Robbie, it's amazing when you think about they're going to have to throw caution to win Manchester City. They have to get goals. When they do that, West Ham been really good on the break. This game's going to open up even more for them.
So what is the number one thing Pep is saying right now?
Believe in who we are, believe in the process, and the football can get them back in. They score early, then it could be very different, but West Ham are perfectly set up, as Tim says, for the counter-attack. Fernandinho's on a yellow card as well, so he has to be very careful challenging Bowen and Antonio.
Who wins?
West Ham win.
Tim?
West Ham.
Wow, West Ham are 2-0 up. We'll show you all the goals from all the other games after the full-time whistles, but we just need to show you what's happening with Leeds because of their relegation situation, Tim.
Yeah, and Basuma, a nice, lovely weighted ball into Welbeck, and Danny Welbeck does the rest. It's a good goal. You'll see here, just shrugs off the challenge, keeps himself onside, then shrugs off the challenge of Llorente, and a lovely little feet here, chips it past Meslier, put Brighton up 1-0 in a really important game for Leeds. They try and get themselves back in from a corner. Click here, good strike to the near post. Robert Sanchez does the rest. You can see he's unsighted here. It makes a really good save. Leeds have it all to do second half.
At this stage, you've got to say Leeds fans would take a point because if they can get a point, they will push Burnley back into the bottom three after this morning. Burnley lost away at Spurs. But as things stand, it's Leeds in that bottom three losing to Brighton. Manchester City are shell-shocked. It's their biggest half-time deficit of the season in the Premier League. Liverpool fans everywhere are glued to what's going to happen in the next 45 minutes.
So, people can get a free Samsung Galaxy S22 when they trade in a Galaxy. Any year, any condition.
Oh, I get it. So you can take your old phone that you've had for 12 years and loved every minute of and trade it in for something new that suits your life now?
That's right, yeah.
Then enjoy immediate success, even though you'll never forget your old phone, ever.
It's a great trade.
Life-changing.
Get a free Samsung Galaxy S22 with any Galaxy trade-in. Any year, any condition. Only for AT&T.
We always believed the welcoming spirit was a small town thing. Turns out, we were wrong. Wherever Jim Beam is welcome, he'll be welcome too.
You really can't get much for $5 these days, unless... Is that a real song?
I think she liked it. Your choice of sandwich plus all this for just $5 is worth celebrating. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Piggy Bag. Just upon a smile.
Introducing the all-new Infiniti QX60. Take on your wild world in style.
Like a child girl. Big game for Everton today. That's at 11:30 on USA Network. Then Arsenal need to respond because Tottenham have won today. Arsenal go to Newcastle tomorrow. Coverage starts USA at 2 o'clock. Then Liverpool, they're back in action against Southampton, looking for another victory. The Reds, and then on Thursday, 3 games coming away. That's how the next set of matches look.
The Premier League on NBC is brought to you by AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable and secure.
Wayfair has everything I need to make my home totally me. Sometimes I'm a homebody. Can never have too many pillows. Sometimes I'm all business. A serious chair for a serious business woman. I'm always a mom. That is why you were smart and chose the durable fabric. Perfect. I'm not a chef. And don't mind if I do. But thanks to Wayfair, I do love my kitchen. Yes!
Wayfair, you've got just what I need.
Chipotle's all-new Pollo Asado starts with fresh grilled chicken, hand-cut cilantro, finished with fresh lime, guajillo peppers, and garlic. All to make our new Pollo Asado bright, flavorful, and uniquely Chipotle.
Corona vibes bursting with tropical flavors. It's a match made in hard seltzer paradise. Introducing the Corona Hard Seltzer Tropical Pack. It's the flavors of the fine life.
Hit it! It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it outside.
Uh-oh. I want to rock right now.
New Crunchy Cookie M&Ms.
Stay.
We are so sorry. We hope you'll have us over again. He's in training. Oh, if I weren't earning 2% cash back right now, you'd be in so much trouble. Are you serious? Again, my apologies. Got myself a pair, too.
The Wells Fargo Active Cash Visa Card. That's real life ready.
Hey, it's your dry skin. Every day we lose ceramides I need to seal in moisture. CeraVe delivers 3 essential ceramides to help restore my barrier so I can lock in moisture, feel hydrated, and look healthy.
CeraVe Facial Moisturizing Lotions.
This morning on the Diamond Catch, the San Diego Padres play the defending World Series champion Atlanta Braves. Coverage starts today at 11 a.m. Eastern, only on Peacock. Well, we have a story brewing in East London. Manchester City, who today could have all but won the title, are losing 2-0 at West Ham. Jared Bowen, Liverpool fans' new favourite player.
We love our house. Been here for years.
Yeah, but there's an animal in the attic. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save a lot.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
And squish. And squish. Okay, good. Keep squishing. Fingers relaxed. And squish. Great. Thank you. Good job.
Squish the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
When the refreshing taste of a hard seltzer meets the bold flavor of a margarita, you get a seltzer-rita, and the day gets even tastier. Introducing Corona Hard Seltzer, Seltzer-rita.
When you see value in all directions, you add value in all directions. Accenture. Let there be change.
Women's basketball has been systematically held back. After 49 years of Title IX, we still have work to do.
In Their Court, a podcast from NBC News and NBC Sports that goes inside the issues of inequality in women's sports. Listen now.
Do you listen to the TV on high volume or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from hearing aids. Don't waste thousands on expensive hearing aids when you can get Nano's revolutionary technology for just $297. Don't be fooled by higher-priced hearing aids. The CIC Recharge is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. With rechargeable technology many customers say is superior to more expensive models. Call now and get not one, but 2 Nano hearing aids for just $297. Plus, we'll add a portable charging case and ship your order absolutely free. The CIC Recharge has a tiny in-the-ear canal design that is nearly invisible. Why keep missing out on important conversations or waste thousands of dollars? Call and get 2 CIC Recharge hearing aids for only $297 and free shipping.
800-861-6326. Again, that's 800-861-6326.
Whatever Pep Guardiola said to his team at half-time, it was pretty short and sweet. They've been out for almost 2 minutes before West Ham United joined them for the start of this second half. West Ham are responsible for one of Liverpool's 2 league defeats this season. They lead the other title chasers 2-0 at the start of this second half. City, Graham, had conceded 8 first-half goals in their first 36 games of the season, and they conceded 2, both to Jared Bowen in the first half here. This is going to be some second half.
Yeah, you expect City to tighten up in terms of the speed of their passing. Better movement than maybe in the first half. And the wide men getting more on the ball.
Jack Grealish. Ronaldo's cross, Zuma's header. Two defenders collide, Soufal and Bowen.
We were speaking at half-time, weren't we? Riyad Mahrez, we hardly mentioned his name in the first half.
Well, victory today, which is still very much a possibility with the sheer amount of goals that Manchester City are capable of scoring. And they would literally have one hand on the trophy. It'd be hard to see any scenario that Liverpool win the title if City win here. They've got so much work to do against an extremely resilient West Ham side.
They've been absolutely sensational. West Ham game plans work to perfection, and they've executed that, particularly the front. Well, Antonio and then Bowen. Just great link up and understanding. Bowen's worked that line perfectly. His timing of his runs have been absolutely spot on. But as I said in the first half, being on the receiving end of 78% possession, it's hard work, and not just physically but also mentally, and that's going to be the big challenge for West Ham now.
In their Premier League history, Graham, City have trailed by 2 or more goals at half-time 52 times. They've lost 51 and drawn 1, won none. Mahrez wins his side a corner, so they've got to book that particular trend. West Ham fans pouring out of the concourses for the half-time refreshments. They're looking to usurp Manchester United into 6th place. Manchester United, new manager at the helm next season, will begin the final day, if it stays like this, in the Conference League position. Here's De Bruyne with the cross, an excellent header by Craig Dawson.
He's been immense so far, hasn't he?
Zinchenko towards Rodri, Souček's header, chance here, the volley's an excellent goal. Jack Grealish, City are back in it. It's his first Premier League goal for some time, Jack Grealish, and what a moment to break that long duck. It's game on at the London Stadium. City are not going down here without a fight. West Ham 2, Manchester City 1.
Yeah, Dawson with the initial clearance. And then Zinchenko just putting it back into that penalty area. It's not the best ball. Rodri somehow manages to get his head onto it. And it's Grealish the first to react. He doesn't know where that's going, Rodri. He's as surprised as anyone when he sees it going back towards Grealish. And he hits it into the ground. And there's that man Dawson again, nearly gets a block on it.
Here comes City again. Bernardo. Rodri, all gone very quiet at the London Stadium. Mahrez, beautiful control. Lovely ball into De Bruyne, the cross. Back post here is Grealish again. It's an excellent block by Soufal.
4 minutes in and City have looked more threatening than they did in the first 45 minutes in terms of getting in behind West Ham. Mahrez, who we hardly mentioned in the first half, has had 2 impacts already, got the corner. And then that slide rule pass to the run of De Bruyne was excellent.
Jack Grealish's first Premier League goal since December. That was his only goal in his previous 23 appearances. Jesus. Here's Cancelo. And it was a lovely idea by Cancelo.
Bit overcomplicated, wasn't it? I thought the ball was going to keep being passed down the line to Mahrez on this right wing again. But Cancelo cutting inside. I then thought he was going to take on the shot. Too much weight on the pass for the run of Jesus.
That was a misjudgment over on the far side by Zinchenko. Well, Graham, going into the final week of this extraordinary Premier League season, there is a relegation spot still to sort out. Jesus. Cancelo. Mahrez. Trademark Mahrez skill. Here's De Bruyne. He stands it up. The header from Grealish is wide. Still got to sort out the Europa League places. There's a Champions League spot up for grabs and the title. I'd say that's a pretty decent end to the season.
I'd say that's all to play for. It's very difficult there for Grealish. But again, that space, 3 times now they've got into that space between Zuma and Cresswell. The whole of the first half, we were talking about the left-hand side of City's team being the attacking sort of threat. Start this second half, it's their right.
Cresswell was too strong for Lanzini. Here's Rodri. Now De Bruyne. Oh, lovely ball by Mahrez. Jesus into that penalty area on his right foot. Jesus forced wide, saved by Fabianski, and it's a corner.
Yeah, they're overwhelming West Ham at the moment down this right-hand side. De Bruyne has changed his position slightly. He's come out of that centre and working a little bit further down the right initially. Great work again by Jesus into the penalty area, really forcing Declan Rice to work hard to try and block the ball.
Could be Fabianski's, and he gets a punch out of the penalty area, and that's left the player down on the ground, the West Ham player down on the ground. We play on. It's a corner kick, I think, unless Anthony Taylor has stopped the game a little earlier, because it might be a head injury to Mikel Antonio, who's still down.
Yeah, Laporte and Antonio going for the initial one, and it's actually Grealish that seems to catch him there.
He may yet have a role to play, Mark Noble. I'm going to take a guess. No, I'm not. It looks like Prince Albert of Monaco, but I don't think it is. Answers on a postcard. Not going to Monaco, is he? Antonio won't want to leave this tussle. Sarah's been dragged across by Pep Guardiola for more instructions. Antonio back on his feet, but he has to go off before coming back on again, of course. He scored at Norwich recently, which ended a 14-match scoreless run in the Premier League. David Moyes with instructions for Aaron Cresswell. Tony now jogging along the sideline, preparing to come back into the game.
Where De Bruyne is now, Arlo, in between the centre-back and left-back.
Grealish. Bernardo down the line. Zinchenko, corner of the penalty area. Rodri, angle ball out to Riyad Mahrez. On his right foot, cross takes a deflection. It's flicked back, and then Bernardo, what a save that is. And he's just about kept it out. Fabianski, Zuma got it away from about 3 or 4 yards off the goal line. But it's all Manchester City. Grealish, Bernardo again. The City fans and Liverpool fans hiding behind sofas across the globe. Here's Rodri. Zinchenko. What a test of the resilience of West Ham United.
Well, and the mentality of City. Brilliant football again. So Creswell's just caught between tucking in and getting wide. That allows Mahrez to get control of the ball and gets the deflection from Creswell. Brilliant save. Bit fortuitous by Fabianski, but excellent save nonetheless.
Fabianski, I wonder if he thought that was angling out of play or curling out of play. As he watched it sort of sail over his head. A bit passive, Graham, in that situation, but it didn't cross the line.
Certainly didn't.
Grealish has had an excellent start to the second half. Ball into the penalty area towards Jesus. And Rodri annoyed with himself.
Yeah, De Bruyne was annoyed with him as well. Brilliant run by Jesus. They seem to have a lot more options now in possession. And everything was in front of West Ham in the first half. That allowed West Ham to sit in their shape and were relatively comfortable. Now they're being tested sort of in behind, across the pitch as well. Good runs ahead of the ball. And it's just a small tweak or two from City's setup that's created a lot more opportunities for them.
I don't think David Moyes would enjoy consigning Manchester United, mighty Manchester United, to the Conference League. De Bruyne, flicked by Jesus. Bernardo does well, but then runs into Declan Rice. And if West Ham do win, they go to Brighton. They've got a much better goal difference than Manchester United. They'll be level on points. Manchester United have to play away at Crystal Palace, Championship Sunday, with all the guys, Rebecca, the Robbies and Tim, coming across for the final day of the season, and we still don't know where we'll be. Foul, edge of the penalty area, and I think De Bruyne wants more here from the referee. His argument that it's the denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. It's a yellow card for Soufal.
Soufal's not complaining either, is he? De Bruyne popping up on the left-hand side now, and he makes that darting run inside. He's held back. He's convinced that he's getting in on goal there. I think to the referee's defence, you never know whether he can reach that ball as it's played in. It's a long way ahead of De Bruyne. Yellow card's the right outcome there.
But this is a very dangerous position when you've got the likes of De Bruyne, Mahrez and Grealish standing over this free kick. He took over the game at Molineux during the week, Kevin De Bruyne. City need a flash of inspiration from him again.
It's a tight angle, isn't it? He's near the corner of the penalty box. That allows Fabianski, once he's got his wall set up, to stay middle of the goal rather than too far over to the left of it. It's going to have to be fantastically accurate by Kevin De Bruyne, but if there's one person who can be fantastically accurate, it's him.
Fabianski crouched with his heels on his goal line. De Bruyne with the right foot, that looks good, it wasn't far over.
Always in control, wasn't he, Fabianski? Even if it hit the target, he saves it.
Well, he's having a fantastic final third of the season, Kevin De Bruyne. 8 goals, 5 assists in his last 8 Premier League appearances. That yellow card for Fabianski for time wasting.
That's excellent refereeing. It's taken about 3 minutes to take a goal kick. Maybe a slight exaggeration.
Well, we've played an hour. 30 minutes left for West Ham to defend, maybe even add to their lead, but Manchester City need a couple of goals desperately. Laporte has put it wide of Ederson into safety. There was a little bit of a miscommunication between the two. But West Ham in possession here, it's into the side netting. Jarrod Bowen seeking a hat-trick. He thinks it's a corner, it's a goal kick, and the chance is lost.
Well, that could have been calamitous, couldn't it? From a City perspective, Laporte did brilliantly to just play that ball to safety as Ederson came charging out. There's no need for Ederson to come out here. Laporte's putting his hand out saying, look, stay where you are, I can play the ball back to you. But then look at Laporte's reaction, is really poor. He's just walking there. Zinchenko gives the ball away needlessly, and then Bowen nearly capitalises.
He had options for a cutback as well, Jared Bowen, Graham, didn't he? Jesus.
Hits the floor. Oh, I think Antonio should take him on. Knock the ball past him. He's completely out of position at that point.
City just starting to play a few errant passes. There's cries for a free kick for a little pull on Lanzini. Anthony Taylor ignores them. Here's Jesus. And Cancelo, Jesus. Riyad Mahrez. Through the eye of the needle towards De Bruyne. Mahrez again tries to pass it into the back of the net. It cannons off, I think, Craig Dawson, and it's wide for a corner.
Yeah, again, there's that pass that opened them up. Souček, isn't it, this time?
Cross to the back post. And headed clear by Declan Rice. Here's Grealish. The cross, Souček. Just about got it clear, and he was fouled, was he? No, it's a corner.
Yeah, this is much better by City in terms of the way they're using the flanks. Grealish and Mahrez are being much more effective in this period of the game.
Riyad Mahrez to the near post, headed clear. Cresswell was the man. De Bruyne. Riyad Mahrez. Here's Kevin De Bruyne again. Bernardo Silva. Zinchenko. Zuma with an excellent defensive header.
Yeah, really good. It's a brilliant ball in by Zinchenko. First time nearly picking out Jesus, who just ghosted in at that far post.
Mahrez with another corner. It's a better service this time, but it's Zuma who nods it clear, only as far as Zinchenko. Everyone was back defending for West Ham United. It might feel like the longest 23 minutes of their entire careers. Zinchenko's going to go for goal. Oh, he wasn't far away. That made Fabianski stretch, and the ball was kept in. The corner was prevented.
Yeah, there's an urgency about City that wasn't there in the first half. It's a long way out, that, isn't it? He really had him scrambling. I think Fabianski thought that was going well wide. Suddenly realised it was getting closer to that far post.
Grealish. And again. Laporte is fouled. Free kick to Manchester City.
He's grabbing that knee again.
Yeah. It was a collision with Raul Jimenez, wasn't it? It's heavily strapped, as you can see, but they're down to the bare bones in terms of central defenders.
He just exploits that little bit of space. Antonio there clattering into him. No complaints from the West Ham centre-forward. Clumsy challenge.
Nathan Ake is on the bench, but he's nursing an ankle injury. What can they do from this free kick? Mahrez curls it in. It's an own goal, isn't it? 2-2. Soufal has put the ball into his own net. And Manchester City are level. It was a delightful cross by Riyad Mahrez. They score from yet another set piece. And they've got 22 minutes to force the winner that will virtually seal the title.
What a ball. Absolutely perfect, this ball by Mahrez. You've got to feel sorry for Soufal. It's such a good ball in behind him. He's stretching for this. He knows it's in a exceptionally dangerous area. He doesn't know what's behind him, who's running in. Tries to do his best to clear it, but only deflects it into his own net. And the reaction from Manchester City once that goal went in says everything you need to know about their desire, determination and optimism for these final 20 minutes.
It wasn't to know it, but there was no Manchester City player attacking that ball at all. Here's De Bruyne, square ball, Zinchenko. Antonio's the outlet ball, he shrugs Fernandinho off it. He's got Fornals in support. Rodri does a great job getting back. The West Ham fans want a free kick. Antonio's still going. He'll get the free kick now, won't he? Surely. No, throw it.
Oh, I thought he won the ball, Rodri. The free kick, if anything, was in the first challenge because he had hold of him. Such physical presence, Antonio, as well, of such a handful. Rodri did brilliantly, and then the final challenge was a good one.
20 minutes remaining. Tension is almost unbearable. Sent forward by Fernandinho for Jesus to chase. Out of play off the boot of Dawson.
If you need any better example of the mentality of Pep Guardiola and his City team, this is it. 2-0 down at this stage of the season, and the response is just incredible.
The second half so far, Manchester City have had 84% of the possession.
14 touches in the opposition box as well.
Jesus.
Hardest thing for them now is to keep up this intensity, not to sort of let the performance lull for the next 10 minutes.
Fernandinho. Jesus is peeled wide, finds Jack Grealish. Cresswell was stretching, got his head to it. Cancelo. Now Cancelo into the penalty area, finds De Bruyne. Cancelo, the cross, it's spilt by Fabianski. I'm not entirely sure whether he was trying to catch it. It was effective goalkeeping in the end. Here's Zinchenko. Bernardo.
De Bruyne again operating in that space from centre-back to left-back. He's not being tracked. West Ham finding it really difficult to pick him up at the moment. He's controlling the game, Kevin De Bruyne.
Laporte. There's too much on that for Jack Grealish. Well, we said as much in the first half, didn't we, that we might see a cameo. This is not for sentimental reasons. This is to try and earn West Ham United at least a point. David Moyes is going to be bringing on Mark Noble, who said during the week, I'm not bothered if I play. This is his final home game as a West Ham United player after 18 years. He says, I've spoken about it to the manager. Getting the club into the Europa League outweighs a sentimental send-off for me. But he's got a job to do, Mark Noble, today. Here's Cancelo. Lovely ball into Mahrez. It was a great piece of movement by Riyad Mahrez. Jinks his way into the penalty area, but then runs into Declan Rice. This one sends it forward, but only as far as Rodri. Wasn't the greatest of clearances. Souček was looking for Soufal, but could only find Grealish. It's a tiring West Ham United. Jesus. Rodri is going to have a go. It's a decent strike. In the end, he didn't have to move too much, Fabianski.
Brilliant football again by City. Positive play. I just thought they slowed it down a little bit too much when it went out to Jesus on that left-hand side.
On our screens, Graham, we're seeing the scenes outside of Goodison Park ahead of the final game of the day, Everton against Brentford, and it is extraordinary. Fans greeting the team bus with the blue smoke bombs. Here's Antonio. The nod down, the shot deflected wide. Oh goodness me, how close. Bowen seeking a hat-trick. I think the initial shot was definitely on target, but it took a deflection and spun away agonisingly for West Ham for a corner.
How quickly again do they respond, West Ham, when they get opportunity to get forwards? That's going in. The first strike, he hits it so well, and Laporte, it's his calf muscle on it to deflect it. Brilliant block.
Bowen with the corner. The flick on. The header away. It's a little heavy by Lanzini. He hasn't really given Bowen a chance there, but well played by Jarrod Bowen, who's collided with the corner flag, but instead of allowing the goal kick, he's forced a throw-in for Manchester City right in the corner. Here comes Mark Noble. 35 years of age. This is his 413th Premier League appearance. Made his debut age 17 against Southend United in 2004. That was a League Cup tie 17 and a half years ago. He's got 14 minutes plus stoppage time here to help West Ham United at least hold on to a point. He's handed the captain's armband by Declan Rice, his heir here at West Ham United, Mr. West Ham United. Clearance by Zinchenko. Fornals wins the ball back. Here's Declan Rice. West Ham showing signs of life in the last 5 minutes or so. Noble down the line. I think Antonio would have been offside.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that opportunity that Bowen just had has given West Ham a bit more cause for optimism. They're in a really difficult position, West Ham, because they desperately don't want to lose this game now. And the problem then is you could find yourself just being a little bit too pragmatic in the way you play, and that's going to invite this City team on even more.
Jesus, Grealish against Soufal, into the area, Jack Grealish, still Grealish! The shot is deflected and blocked, and the second attempt goes wide via another deflection, and it's a corner.
Well, he's really stepped up in this second half, hasn't he, Jack Grealish? Got the first goal, taking responsibility. This is what I wanted to see him do in the first half, take players on. I didn't expect him to try and take 5 on in one move. He's certainly capable of that as well.
Conversation with Aaron Cresswell. Get that for a corner aimed towards Riyad Mahrez. It doesn't reach him. Taylor sends it back, but only as far as Bowen. Anderson out of his penalty area and sends it out of play.
Hepcroft.
This would give this result, and we're still 10 minutes plus stoppage time away, anything could happen. City would be 4 points clear, but Liverpool would have 2 games remaining. So a win at Southampton reduces it to a single point going into the final day.
We're back to where we were a couple of weeks ago, aren't we?
Before the Tottenham draw.
Good job I kept that piece of paper that worked out the different scenarios back then. My version of recycling.
I think we're going to need it to the final minute next week. Here's Bernardo Silva, maybe not. Mahrez. Cancelo, as well as the defender. Send it towards the back post. It's over Grealish, who's got Zinchenko behind him. Mahrez Cancelo in support. Dogged defending by Cresswell, but still with Mahrez. Now Zinchenko. Now Grealish against Soufal. Jesus. Zinchenko's never scored a Premier League goal. Mahrez, dogged defending by West Ham United. Continual probing here by Manchester City, searching for the winning goal. At the moment, they've averted the nightmare scenario, as it stands, of losing the game. Can they go and win it, Manchester City? Here's De Bruyne. Fernandinho. Still, Fernandinho. Well, it opened up for him, but he scuffed the shot wide.
He looked like he got a nosebleed when he got up that high. Fernandinho. What a player he's been for Manchester City. The variety of positions, the quality, the influence he has on all those players around him as well. Absolute star.
Jesus, still. Oh, it was a late challenge by Dawson, and it's a goal kick. Heart in mouth time. But VAR will be taking a look, rest assured.
My goodness, he looked like he hesitated for quite some time there, didn't he? Anthony Taylor, he's in trouble. Dawson, what a touch again. Great turn.
Is it a clear and obvious error? That is the question.
Well, looking at it from that angle, he looks like he catches him. Let's have a look. That's a penalty. He takes his leg.
The initial reaction, you were just waiting for Anthony Taylor to point to the spot. He didn't. He said goal kick. VAR in the background, taking a look. This is absolutely massive. 7 minutes remaining.
I'm always sort of a bit cynical when players immediately say it's not something. As Dawson did there, he immediately waved not a penalty. Suggests to me it quite possibly is. Sorry, it's Soufal who's hit the deck.
Yeah, he collided with Grealish.
I think this is going to be a penalty.
He's going to the screen. And we know what happens when referees go to the screen, as ordered by VAR. It is highly likely that Manchester City are going to get a penalty here, which may seal 3 points, which would virtually hand them the Premier League title. What drama we've got here.
You don't need another look at that. It's a penalty. He was in a good position as well, Anthony Taylor. He's got clear sight of that. I think he should be given that himself, but I'm sure he's going to give a penalty.
Here we go. Anthony Taylor. This is the title race right here. Penalty. Delight for Manchester City, provided they put the penalty kick away. Groans across Merseyside. Craig Dawson conceded the penalty. It's going to be taken by Riyad Mahrez. He's missed one this season. He put one wide. Title winner, of course, previously with Leicester City. What a moment we have here in this extraordinary Premier League season. Mahrez. Saved! Would you believe it? Fabianski to his left-hand side. Mahrez misses the chance to virtually seal the title. Pep Guardiola cannot believe it. It's not over yet, but what a chance spurned.
Well, we both looked at each other when he stepped up to take it, didn't we? He's got his foot on the line there. I mean, it's not the best height. He's got a lot of power behind it. Obviously, Fabianski does well to read the direction. Gets two good hands on it. It's neither high enough or low enough to really get beyond the goalkeeper once he goes the right way.
Goal kick. No, corner, excuse me.
Absolutely no reaction from Guardiola.
Remember Riyad Mahrez in a big game in the title race a few years ago, putting one into the Anfield Road end late on against Liverpool. Corner swung in, the heads go up, Dawson flicks it away. Free kick to West Ham United, more ironic cheers from the Hammers fans. Well, that would have sealed a quite sensational comeback by Manchester City.
I was sure Jesus was going to take it. The form he's in and his level of confidence, easy in hindsight. Good save, though.
He guessed right, Fabianski, and he kept it out. An air of resignation, really, on the face of Pep Guardiola. Liverpool are still alive in the title race. The quadruple, as it stands, is still on. Souček. Cross is blocked. And what can West Ham do late on here? Antonio.
Yeah, West Ham have shown fantastic personality throughout this game as well. I mean, they've worked their socks off out of possession and still maintained enough confidence and energy to be a constant threat when they've got forwards.
On throw into that City penalty area, Grealish with the header. Fornals tried to win it back, but he was unsuccessful, and here come Manchester City again. De Bruyne had made a terrific run further forward. Mahrez went to ground, but there was a push, says Anthony Taylor. Free kick taken quickly with Cresswell still on the floor. Well, it's been an afternoon of enthralling entertainment, nail-biting drama. And at the moment, we are level going into the 90th minute of Manchester City's 37th Premier League game of the season. Laporte. Kevin De Bruyne. Cancelo. Remember, this is the week that City unveiled a statue to Sergio Aguero's winning moment in 2012, 93 minutes and 20 seconds and all that, against Queen's Park Rangers, the goal that changed everything. There's a late twist in this one. Into the area it goes towards Zinchenko on his right foot. Can he get a shot away? He's deflected. That takes the sting out of it.
What a ball by Kevin De Bruyne into Zinchenko. Couldn't find an extra pass there. He got swarmed by West Ham players.
So the Lexus stoppage time, and we're into that now. 4 minutes. Ben Johnson will come on for West Ham. Riyad Mahrez. Sprays a lovely ball out to Grealish. Running against Soufal. Back to Zinchenko. Across to the back post. Rodri with the header, and he sinks to his knees in disappointment.
Yeah, Creswell just got underneath him a little bit to make sure he couldn't get good contact on the cross.
Fornals will come off and Johnson will come on. Terrific ball by Fornals, wasn't it, for the opening Jarrod Bowen goal.
Yeah, and seeing creative players sacrificing all that creativity to do a job for the team. He's a good example of that. Pablo Fornals this afternoon really put in a shift.
I think we're all going to need a long lie down next Sunday night, Graham.
Imagine what it must be like for the players.
Couldn't begin to imagine. Cresswell sends it forward. One for Antonio to chase. Fernandinho is there as well. Too strong in that situation. Was he tripped? Anthony Taylor says no.
I don't blame him, Mikel Antonio, feeling that the referee's got something personal against him today. He's been on the wrong side of all of those decisions, hasn't he?
We're in the 93rd minute. City at home to Aston Villa, led by Liverpool legend Steven Gerrard on the final day. Liverpool go to Southampton on Tuesday. Rodri, there's still time. Bernardo. Liverpool host Wolves on Championship Sunday. Grealish. Chipped in by Bernardo. Headed clear only as far as Cancelo. Sent back towards Grealish and Bernardo over on the left-hand side. Yarmolenko's going to come on for West Ham, if there's time. Grealish. De Bruyne. 94th minute. And they prise open this West Ham defence. The next cross goes in. Will it fall here to Riyad Mahrez? It will. Johnson, the defender. Mahrez. He produced a moment of magic. On the edge of the area is Grealish. That was blocked. De Bruyne there. He was too quick. Now Jarrod Bowen. Chance of a counter-attack. They can't, can they? Well, that's a foul. And that'll be a yellow card for Jesus. And a late chance, perhaps, for West Ham to send a ball into that Manchester City penalty area. We'll wait and see.
Brilliant work by Bowen. Taking the ball up the pitch again, looking to be positive when he can. Yes, he does get the ball, Jesus, but only after he clatters into Bowen, and another good decision, the right decision by Anthony Taylor.
Well, the goals have dried up for Mikel Antonio over the second half of the season, Graham, but it's another extraordinary shift from West Ham's number 9. And as you mentioned before, the decision's perhaps not going his way today. But he would be replaced to a standing ovation from the 60,000 here at the London Stadium, to be replaced by Andrei Yarmolenko.
Yeah, he should be really proud of his performance today, Antonio. It's been a real thorn in City's side. They'll be delighted that he's left the pitch.
And we arrive almost to the 96th minute. There might be time for one more attack from this set piece. Not much beyond that. Guardiola waving furiously at his defenders. Souček, actually the flick on, took it out of his path. Rodri. No sign of the whistle yet. Grealish. They're a little stretched here, West Ham. Grealish into the penalty area. Across to the back post, flicked away, not for a corner by Cresswell, and that's it. Manchester City are held. They lead by 4 points over Liverpool. They've only got 1 game left. That's against Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa. Liverpool have 2 games remaining. They go to Southampton on Tuesday to take it to the last day, which after this title race, I think all neutrals deserve. What an effort by West Ham United. Jarrod Bowen with 2 first-half goals. Jack Grealish got City back in the game. Then the unfortunate Soufal with an own goal. Riyad Mahrez spurned a late penalty. Great save by Fabianski. Mark Noble's home career as a West Ham United player draws to a close. And it's a performance that he and David Moyes should be proud of. They're 2 points behind Manchester United for 6th place. Both of those teams have a game left. Thanks for joining us from the London Stadium. We're going to send you to Ellen Road for the closing stages of Leeds against Brighton, where Leeds have just equalised. Enjoy.
Away by Welbeck. Easy take for the goalkeeper, and it might be the final meaningful action.
Yeah, Sanchez will take his time over this, and as we're into the 6th minute now, with 7th, sorry, of the added time, everyone around the stadium's looking at Mike Dean.
Mike Dean has a look at the watch.
It's interesting for Brighton, I said. 1-0 is always a precarious scoreline, and if they didn't get anything out of this game or came away with a point, then Graham Potter would be disappointed with the chances that Brighton have missed today, even despite all their dominance in possession and the chances that they've had.
Veltman forward to Lallana. Still time for it all to unravel for Leeds United here. Welbeck. Phillips. But it's Lamptey. Oh! And all those of a Leeds United persuasion held their breath there. And that's...
Goodness me, there is drama everywhere you look today. Huge for Jesse Marsch, that point, because it puts Leeds out of the bottom 3. Although it is still in Burnley's hands. Burnley fall into the relegation zone, but they have 2 games to play and a point behind Leeds. Leeds have played 37 and are a point clear. Everton, meanwhile, would secure safety today with victory against Brentford. All Everton need to do is win against Brentford, and it will come down to either Leeds or Burnley for that final relegation position. So 1-1 then at Ellen Road. They can breathe again for a few days. Let's take you back, though, to the game we watched in East London, and there were 2 big moments. First, on 65, Tim Howard, Mikel Antonio.
Yeah, and the game needed it. West Ham needed this as well. It would have put West Ham comfortably up 3-1, and Mikel Antonio just gets it wrong. Latches onto a bad back pass. Fernandinho, it's the right thing to do from a football sense. Antonio just doesn't have that in his locker, needed to drive at the goalkeeper.
From 12 yards, this was the title, and this was the moment they got the penalty.
Yeah, it's Dawson on Jesus, and the referee doesn't give the penalty kick first. He's asked to go over to look at the monitor, and I think the moment he goes over, we know what the result's going to be. Dawson doesn't get the ball. He catches Jesus there. Jesus does get the ball. Penalty kick is given, and the man who Pep trusts, Riyad Mahrez, in these situations, well, it's a brilliant save from Fabianski. He reads it, goes the right way, repels it and gets it away from danger. And you wonder if that just opens the door for Liverpool in this title race.
Well, it was a game that had absolutely everything. Exhausting to watch. Tim, what do you think the emotions are of Pep Guardiola right now?
Frustration, but again, probably feels a little bit lucky because they weren't good in the first half, and they go down 2-0. You rarely come back from that. Even this great Manchester City team, and they did that. They had a chance to win it, but ultimately the point, in the position they were in at halftime, has to seem like a good point.
I mean, City will win the title if Liverpool lose at Southampton on Tuesday. But no matter what Liverpool do on Tuesday, as long as City win their last game against Villa, the title is there. So it's obviously still very much in their hands.
And that's why I don't think the disappointment will be that great. Listen, they were 2-0 down to a well-organised team who didn't look like they were going to give much away. And they got themselves back to 2-2, Rebecca, which is the most important. The 3-2 would have been the icing on the cake. But it was a day, honestly, we saw shots of Pep. I've seen him going through emotions today. I've never seen before. He was on his hunches, had his hands there, he was praying. His team have got the point, and that should be enough to give him the title.
Title race still on, though?
Oh, it's still on, and Liverpool will feel it's still on.
Yeah, it's still on. Of course it is, yeah.
OK, but they have a 4-point lead as things stand. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to bring you all of the drama from quite the Sunday so far, including a little bit of light for Liverpool in the title race.
Land Rover, above and beyond.
Hit it! It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. I want to rock right now.
New Crunchy Cookie M&Ms.
Well, heard my baby sis is buying a car. You'll need my secret weapon.
Gross. No. Anyway, I already used Capital One Auto Navigator. It was awesome. I found my car online and I got pre-qualified instantly.
Bet your credit score went.
Wasn't affected at all. Then I got my real rate and monthly payment, had an amazing test drive at the dealer, and made this purchase.
What?
Hold on, check it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
What's in your wallet?
We always believed the welcoming spirit was a small town thing. Turns out, we were wrong. Wherever Jim Beam is welcome, he'll be welcome too.
I know my Old Spice long-lasting scents anywhere.
That's me, Mr. Cole.
Oh.
Let's talk about a raise.
This is the feeling of certainty. The feeling that comes from knowing you're inspiring your customers, uniting your team, recognizing achievements, and expressing heartfelt thank yous with promotional products people use and love from the experts at 4imprint, your partners in creating special moments and memories by making people smile. Enjoy that feeling of certainty with promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
Everybody sees the success. Nobody's mind really goes to what it took to be successful. As an athlete and as a coach, I work out every single day. I wear OOFOS because it provides recovery, and once you try them, you'll never wear another slide a day in your life. They are seriously life-changing footwear.
Premier League Live, presented by Barclays. Take a breath. 1-0, Spurs have beaten Burnley earlier on today. 2-2, the final score in East London. 1-1 between Villa and Palace. Same between Leeds and Brighton. Leeds scored late on. Leicester up at 5, past already relegated Watford. And 1-1 between Wolves and Norwich, who are also already down. Everton-Brentford is on the way. So, the story of the games. Starting in East London. What a brilliant beginning from Jarrod Bowen and the Hammers, Tim.
Yeah, and it was. And he goes clean through here, rounds Ederson. It's still a tight angle once he gets around him, but does really well. You'll just see here by that cut of grass, holds himself onside once he gets it out of his feet and rounds Ederson. Still a lot to do, as I mentioned. but it's a really good goal from West Ham, who had to defend for long periods. And this is what it looked like. Once again, Bowen on a little break celebrates his second goal of the day. And we'll just watch again. These runs from him are so well timed. Zinchenko decides to hold the line, doesn't stay able to run, and just smashes it there. Make it 2-0. Pep can't believe it. And then into the second half, early they needed a goal. They needed something, and they get it through Jack Grealish. Takes a deflection off Dawson, but once ball comes back in here, Roger does well just to hold off the challenge of 2 West Ham defenders. It's a good volley, but takes a lucky deflection, and they'll take it because it puts them back in the game. And at 2-1, West Ham, they needed something, and they got it. They got it through Mikel Antonio. Real good running off the back of a Fernandinho. Back pass, and just doesn't get his equipment right. Tries to go for the chip, and really that should be slotted. It's a missed opportunity for West Ham.
And you felt it coming, 2-2, Robbie.
Yeah, it became costly, and it's the quality of the free kick here that draws Soufal into heading this ball, because Soufal's unsure what's behind him. He gets his head to the ball, only can steer it in his own net, and City are back level at 2-2. But West Ham continued to push forward, and then Jared Bowen and Antonio, they had willing runners, and here's a good situation where the ball's headed down from Souček, and Bowen comes from a deep position, and you'll see it just hits the legs of Aymeric Laporte, who was praying to the heavens that was going wide, and he got his wish. And then here's the penalty right towards the end of the game. It's Craig Dawson and Gabriel Jesus who go in. The referee doesn't initially give the penalty kick, but it goes to VAR, and you can see Jesus gets the ball, Dawson gets none of that and gets the man, and when the referee goes over and sees it on the monitor, I think there's only one decision he's going to give, and that's the penalty kick. And trusted by Pep, Riyad Mahrez, but Fabianski comes up with a really good save. He reads it, he goes the right side, repels it away from danger, and keeps the score at 2-2. And Pep, maybe with that, knows that Liverpool still have a chance in this title race.
They do, because that penalty, had it gone in, well, that would have been the title, you have to say, because of the goal difference situation. So had City have won that game, they'd be on 92, 6 points clear of Liverpool, and a much better goal difference as well. As it stands, City can still win the title if Liverpool lose at Southampton on Tuesday, but as long as City win their last game of the season, then they will win the title. So following that Man City draw, let's have a little look at the title odds, shall we, from our partners at PointsBet. And City's odds have shrunk today, but they remain the favourites at -1,000. Liverpool now sit at +700, meaning a $10 bet would win you $70 if the Reds can complete a late comeback in this title race. Let's take you back to East London. I tell you, we've seen some good games this season, but gentlemen, Graham, Arlo, that was right up there.
I don't know how much more of this we can take, Rebecca. It is so dramatic. It's so nerve-jangling. By the way, I think the West Ham team are going to come out in a second, and Mark Noble will say his farewells to the West Ham fans. Your reaction to that extraordinary game of football?
Well, both teams deserve huge amounts of credit for their belief in what they were doing. West Ham, the belligerent defensive effort that goes into that, and still having the ability to go and be punchy on the counter attack with Antonio and Bowen, and City for their obviously the shock of that first half scoreline and their reaction to it, and their ability to raise their game and show that urgency, but the quality for individual players to grab this game by the scruff of its neck. Mahrez in the second half, Grealish, who we spoke about, De Bruyne. Absolutely fantastic.
You were at the cup final yesterday, so you saw in person the effort it took for Liverpool to take Chelsea all the way and win on penalties. They've got to go to Southampton now. 1 or 2 injury issues. We'll be there with Lee Dixon, of course, our colleague on USA. They've got to go again, pure and simply, don't they?
They do, and it's that time period between the sort of the euphoria and exhaustion, and I always talk about the mental side of it as well, because that's just as important as the physical. To then push again and give everything. And these next couple of days for Liverpool in terms of their preparation for this game are going to be vital to how they start that game, because it's a tough trip to go down to Southampton. Feels like a long way away, particularly in the situation Liverpool are in at the moment. But I mean, hats off to both Liverpool and City for their effort and the fact that they're keeping it going all the way to the wire.
Absolutely. Let's go and lie down for 24 hours and then we'll make our way down to Southampton on Tuesday. And thousands have stayed here, Rebecca, to say their farewells to Mark Noble. It's a really emotional moment, but what a day.
Lovely stuff. Arlo, Graham, thank you very much. Let's continue with all the highlights, starting with the early game of the day. If you missed it, we turn our attention to the top 4 and its advantage Spurs, Tim.
Yeah, a little bit of controversy here. You see Ashley Barnes there highlighted, possible handball in the build-up to this play, and Lucas Moura gets the ball here. And really, Taylor had a tough time containing Moura. He did this all afternoon. And Harry Kane, you're thinking, it's got to be a chance, but here's a controversy. Sanchez kicks the ball onto Ashley Barnes' arm. It's in a position high above his head, hits his arm, penalty. Kane steps up, scores his 16th goal of the season, puts Spurs up 1-0.
Yeah, and they went into the top 4 until tomorrow at least. Leeds against Brighton, huge game for Leeds, Robbie.
Yeah, not the start they'd want, because Danny Welbeck does well here.